What's up, guys? It's Sam here, and I wanted to talk about running ads on Instagram. So I just started running the ads on Instagram, and if you've been following for a little bit, you know I tried running TrueView ads on YouTube, and I was not successful with that. I still need to play around with that more to get that to work properly, to actually fucking run, where Instagram and Facebook make it a lot easier to run an ad. So I started running on there. But there's probably just as much value as doing it through YouTube, and I will continue along that process at some point. But before we get into that, make sure you subscribe by pressing that little red button until it turns gray, I think it is. And that little bell, just tap on that and it gives you a little parentheses around it. And then YouTube will tell you every time I post a video. Come on. So I am in the process. I think it's about 100 days in to documenting my journey of creating a completely location independent way of living. Meaning, I'm not tied to any one geographic location in this country, the United States, or any country. And I'm in the process of doing that. I've given myself until the end of March 2020, and I'm trying to pull together a few different ways to create that. If you watched the last video, I talk about the process of creating a vision, creating the money portion of it, and then creating a game plan on how to get there. And what I did, walk through the whole entire process. So if you want to check that out, go check out the channel. It's like 20 minutes long almost, but completely from creating the vision to figuring out your budget to creating a path to get there, and you just follow that. That's all. Like, it's that simple. I don't know if it works, but I'm going to take you along that journey and just show you, like, exactly what the fuck I'm doing and figuring it out as I go along. Like, maybe it's not March 2020 when I get to $2,000 a month. Maybe it's fucking March 2021. I don't know. But I'm going to bring you along with the journey and on, like, the good stuff and the bad stuff and, like, what works and what doesn't fucking work. And then you can let me know what your thoughts are, or do exactly what I'm doing if this is something that's interesting to you. I don't know what works and what doesn't work. I know there's plenty of people that are doing it and making a living online, doing something that they really love doing. So I'm going to try this and see what works and what doesn't work, and just keep trying and keep trying until something works and I get there. But anyways, with that being said, now let's get into the ads for Instagram. So there's multiple different ways to create that $2,000 a month, right? Like, and if you want to figure out what that consists of, it's go watch the last video, or maybe I'll make another video on that. But there's many different ways to get there, right? So I've got some rental income, right? So that takes off a portion of it. I'm in the process of getting hopefully another rental property, so that takes off a little bit more. I have Amazon Associates, so that takes off a little bit more. And more than likely by the end of February, this month, I should be able to reapply for YouTube monetization. And that will be another source. So there's other things you can do too, through, say, a website or with Instagram or other pieces of it, or coaching. And I want to be able to synthesize all those together to be able to, because you know what I mean? Maybe YouTube only is $300 a month by March 2020, but maybe the rental income from each property is $400, right? And there's 800 plus 300 is $1,100, and then I have 5 coaching clients that each one's $100 a month, right? And then that's $1,600, and then I get $400 from some part-time job that I work or something like that to get to the $2,000 threshold. Like, it's not that, it doesn't all have to be from YouTube. There's many different pieces of that can come into there, and maybe the Amazon is $100 on there, right? Like, there's all these different pieces that come together, and you just stack them on top of the other one until you get to where you want to go. And the other part of that is that they start working, and remember, I'm only 100 days in, but they seem to start working synergistically with each other along that process. And you can do something here and learn, and then you can fucking take what you learned right here and apply it over here. So there's like a double ROI on that. You get the ROI from doing the action here, right, on YouTube, but then I'm seeing and testing out what works, and then I can apply that on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest or some other platform. You know what I mean? So I'm going to continue along that process, documenting every day of what I'm doing. I've run 4 Instagram ads right now, and I'm waiting for the 5th one to get approved. The results of that, so the total amount that I've spent, I think is like $7.50. I'm just doing $1 per day, and I'm not running them all in at the same time. So my thinking for this is to continue to understand how to do the ads, just running them. Like I can A/B test something, and you can A/B test like the creative and in the actual like the pictures, right? You can put up a fucking 18 different pictures for a specific demographic and see which one performs best, and leave everything else the same. And then you can test fucking the title, and you can test the actual copy, and you can test the call to action, like all these different pieces. Like that would be fun to do. And if you don't know what any of that is, maybe try Googling it, or if it's interesting to you. But you essentially can take, right, 2 identical ads and change one variable in between them, right? So say just, for example, you have a picture and a title and then some type of copy and some type of call to action. And everything is exactly the same. And then you could change, this is for men, this is for women, right? So it's exactly the same ad, only this goes to men and this one goes to women. And then you test them and see which one performs better, right? And then you have more insight into what ad performs. And you can also test it against an audience, right? You can do your spectrum from like 18 to fucking 65. And you run 6 different pieces of, so I'm not running multiple pieces at the same time. And the only amount that I'm spending is because the Amazon Associates, right? The like $40 that I've made on there, I'm using that to hopefully learn more, and I'm learning as I go along on running ads on Facebook to help everything grow faster, right? So any of the money that I do make, because I work full time, I'm just going to keep dumping that back in there to help, that snowball effect to go even more quickly. So the ads that I have run have each been about like $1 to $2. So I've run them for about 2 days. I put $1 as the maximum per day, and most of them don't get to $1. But the impressions and the reach are the same for most of them. Impressions are a little bit higher, so that means that, from my understanding, and if you have a different interpretation, or if that's if you know better, let me know. But the impressions are going to be like you seeing this, right? But if you left and then came back and you saw this again, that would be 2 impressions, but the reach would only be 1 because you saw something twice. So there's a few of those where, so in the first one I did, the impressions were 165 impressions, and the reach was only 164, meaning one person probably watched something twice. And I did not get any clicks on that one. I ran it for $1, and it was $1.81. So it ran for, I think, 2.5 days or something like that. But I didn't get any clicks through to my profile. And I think that's what this is tracking when it says clicks. So you can also let me know. I set it up through my phone, and I'm still learning through this process. So I think it was clicks back to my profile. And then the next one was, I think, for 2 days, or maybe it was only a day, because it's got a different. I ran it for, there was 82 cents. There was 29 people reached, and 36 impressions. So there's a bunch of people who saw that multiple times. But I did get 1 click out of that one. So the clicks were 82 cents for 1 click on that ad. But it's not a huge data set to actually make that valuable. It's interesting, right? But if it's just 1 click, like, you don't know, like, if you ran it for 3 weeks, maybe it drops down to 20 cents a click, or maybe it goes up to $1.50 a click. Like, you don't know until you actually have a greater quantity of data. The next one was for 94 cents. So you can see this one performed a lot better in the sense of reach and impressions. So it was 82 cents versus 94 cents. And I got 133 for the reach and 151 for the number of impressions. So a bunch of people saw it twice, it looks like. And I got 3 clicks. I'm sorry. That one was $2.81. So that ran for probably about 3 days. So 94 cents per click. So the cost per click on that one is more... that's a little bit more valuable, right? Because there's 3 pieces of data to look at. Still not super, if you look at actual statistics, you want to have something be a little bit more statistically significant. You're going to have a data set you can do certain things to manipulate the data and that kind of thing, and you could go down a little bit lower than, say, 25 or so. But a lot of times for statistics, you, generally speaking, you want to have a data set of at least 30, but the more the better, because then it's more representative of the entire population of whatever you're trying to test. And then there was another one that I ran for $2.02, and that had 276 reach on that one, and the same thing for the impressions. However, nobody clicked on that one. So I've had 4 clicks with a total spend of a $7.56. So what is that? $1.87, I think, per, let's see, 746 divided by 4. That's $1.87 per click. Is that good? Is that bad? I feel like that's pretty high. I think I can get that lower. Although the thing that I did notice is that the number of followers is increasing on Instagram. So maybe people are just searching my name, or maybe the reach is like somebody's coming back to it, or because they saw it, then they're seeing it in their explore. Maybe then they're seeing that in their explore page or something. I'm not sure why, or what is causing that. So, because there's going to be a long tail to it that I haven't figured out exactly how that plays out yet, but you can see that there's a long tail to that, right? Because I've only had 4 clicks on there, but I've had a lot more than 4 people start following. Not that many, but maybe 10 or so over the course of the last week. So it is kind of interesting to see how it plays out. I don't know if it's because of the reach and you're reaching more people and then you show up in their fucking explore page, or if I'm not sure what it is, but over the next several weeks, hopefully I'll have more information on it. Now the next one I just started running is a picture, and it is only in stories. So Instagram stories, not the feed, not on Facebook, not in Messenger, because these are the different spots you can put a ad, but it's only in the Instagram stories. So if you are in Instagram stories, right, and you come that's what the circle, and if you're watching this, you probably know what that is, but you can just click through on them and it shows up the ad between them. So I'm going to be running that one, see how that performs, and then I'm going to start doing the testing on it. I'm not going to do A/B testing in conjunction, so it's not going to be 100%. It would be better to run them in parallel, in my opinion, rather than running one for 2 or 3 days, then running another for 2 or 3 days, because yes, you might only change one variable, but the time is different, right? Like, a moment in time fucking matters. So it's not going to be perfect, but you know what I mean? Until there's more money on Amazon coming in, or the YouTube channel gets monetized, I don't really want to spend more money at this moment until, you know what I mean? I'll just keep doing it like $1 or so a day, and as I continue to learn, then and the YouTube channel grows and Amazon grows, that I would just plunge back into it. So if I make a combined, $60 a month between YouTube and Amazon, then I can spend $2 per day to test more things and just understand how they work a little bit better. Anyways, I appreciate you guys sticking around. So make sure you press that thumbs up button. If you guys have any questions or comments, let me know down below in the comments. Or if you want to come say what's up on Instagram, there's a link in the description. Or if you have anything to purchase on Amazon and you want to support the channel, there'll be a link in the description for Amazon as well. How it works is you click on the link and you go buy your shit. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It just tells Amazon that you clicked on my link and I just get a small portion of that. It doesn't cost you anything though. So if you want to support the channel, go ahead and do that. Appreciate you guys. Enjoy your weekend.